Hello, and welcome to the Oily Crafter YouTube video channel. My name is Dr. Greg Medore, and my wife Judy is behind the camera today. Today our topic will be changing our Bambu Labs X1 Carbon 3D printer to be able to use not just one AMS unit, but two AMS units. So what we did was we went and we bought an AMS2 Pro, which has the heating built into it. That's really the primary difference between it and the original AMS unit. In order to do that, though, as you can see, we have one path in and we have one path out. Well, in order to be able to use two AMS units, you have to have what's called an AMS hub. So I bought this AMS hub. It allows for 4 inputs in, right here. And then down here on the bottom, these are the control cables. This 4-pin cable is the one right here that goes from the printer itself to this unit. And then the 6-pin connector here is the one that goes from this unit here off to the AMS unit. Right? So what we're going to do is we need to remove this AMS unit right here. You know, the original hub that was on there. So these screws are a 5/64 or 2 millimeter. Is the equivalent of an Allen head. So I just happened to find a bit that fits my screwdriver here for me to be able to take that loose. Well, before I take that loose, we should probably use this AMS disconnect tool. So this AMS disconnect tool, you put this on the end of the unit, you press down on it, and then you just pull that tubing out of the end of it. Now on the other end of this unit, you've got this connector here, this flat kind of U-shaped connector. It's designed to slip between the connector and the back of the printer wall. So you do that, and then you just lightly wiggle it, and it pops right out of there. Same with this connector down here, because the connector, the way they designed it, is the little clip that you have to depress. Right here, that little clip is up against the back of the printer wall. Right, so we're going to continue pulling this off of here. Now, so I pulled those out. What I want to show you is we're going to compare the screws on the new AMS hub to this old piece that was already on the printer when we got it. Notice there is quite a bit of difference in the screw length. So we're going to take these screws designed for this piece right here, and we're going to set them aside. So we're going to set those aside over there. And then on this piece here, what we need to do is the other thing we need to do is we need to take this loose up here on top. So to take that loose, you squeeze that together and then you just pull backward. Now right here, we need to take this out of there, and literally you have to have fingernails. Unfortunately, I have a bad habit. I got it loose, but I don't keep my fingernails very long. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is it's already got, these two are the exact same spacing as on the other one. They're designed to fit this hole right here and that hole right there. Put those down inside of there. And we do want it snug. We do not want to over tighten it and crack that case. Okay? And notice there's no wobble or jiggle on that at all. Now the good news is what they did is they designed this new AMS hub to where the clip goes on the outside instead of against the printer wall. That one plugs in right there. Okay? Now, this connector right here, now notice up here on the top of this picture, shows blue is out and black is in. So we're going to take this and we're just going to depress that in there. Okay, and that's as far on there as that'll go, right there. Okay. So the other thing we're going to do, we're going to take this shorter cable loose from the back of the AMS unit, and it can plug in either side. You plug into one side, and then to plug your next AMS unit, you plug it into the other side that's open, and daisy chain these. Now this has a short cable on it, and I was able to use it because the AMS unit was sitting right on top of the 3D printer. However, in my new scenario, this is a longer cable. I'm just going to show you the difference. So this one here, compared to this one, so this is pretty much, this longer cable, it's double the length of the one that I was using before. So this one will snap in place right underneath here. Very hard to see without standing on your head. There, I heard a little click. And then this will eventually plug in here, but I'm going to wait till I get this set up. This will eventually plug into here, but I'm going to wait to plug that in till this is in place. Yep. Okay, so I was trying to figure out how to get that tube out of there. And it turns out if you pull this spring back, there's one of those little connectors there. So I use these tweezers to pull down on that little black connector, and then that pops right out. So what it is it's very much, it's a thing just like this where you have to squeeze down. That's here in there, and I just had to get some tweezers to get down in there to it. Okay, so this again is the tubing that I pulled out of this old unit here. I'm just going to set that down right there. So this one, what needs to happen is it needs to go. You don't want to put it on top of this. Anyway, you're just going to put it in here like this. Nope, it's not going in there well.
Oh, the spring is getting messed up.
Okay, so basically I took this plug to get it out of the way, and you've got to push that in there, and basically what you're looking at is you can see that spring. Of course, it's oriented like this. You're putting the tubing through the end of here in that spring, and then it has to engage that connector in there correctly. What happened to me a while ago is I got it in there at an angle, and you notice the spring got messed up. Well, the spring can't be messed up, because if the spring is messed up, it's not going to operate correctly. But now I've got it in there, and you see when I pull out, this whole assembly right in there moves. So that's exactly what I wanted right there. So the only thing that I have left to do is take that for here and push that in right there. And now when I pull back on this, see, that's locked into place as well. And it's locked into place down here. All right, so I just need to connect this back in. And again, you want this to be a nice, smooth, even radius. You don't want a sharp bend or anything like that in there. All right, so I did get that longer cable. This is longer cable here that comes up here and plugs into the back of the AMS unit that we showed you earlier. So that's plugged in. This is the tube here that comes out of this lower AMS unit here, and it plugs into this top port here on the AMS hub right here. All right, so we've got our two units here. This is AMS 2 Pro up here and the AMS, the original one. So we're going to plug our cable that runs between the AMS units. This is the original AMS unit, and that one just plugs in like so. So we're going to take that, and we're going to spin this around. Right, and then this is the other end of that cable here. Again, this is the 6-pin cable, not the 4-pin. And this one here, you can plug it in either one. You can plug it in this port or this port, either one. It does not matter. Just plug that guy in there. Now the one thing about the AMS 2 Pro is it does have to have an external power supply to be able to provide AC to it. Well, actually, AC to here, DC to the unit, for it to generate heat to dry the filament. So we're going to plug that in, and then we're going to have to route some cables here. All right, so we've got our control cables hooked up from the back of the 3D printer to the first AMS unit. Then from this AMS unit to this AMS unit, we have the power hooked up for the dryer coming down through here. And then these are our lines for filament to come through. This is coming from this unit right here. This other one, we were a little bit short on it. So what I did was I put one of these connectors in here. Again, notice black is in and then blue is out. So the path of the filament, black coming in, blue going out, and then into here. So we should be good to go, ready to plug it in and turn it on. And then we've got some naming to do to make sure that these are properly labeled AMS 1, AMS 2, etc. Okay, so we've got both AMS units are plugged in, got the printer turned on, prompting me for a new firmware. I'm not ready to do new firmware yet, so I'm going to hit cancel right here. I'm going to come down here, and you notice here we have AMS A and AMS B right here. So both are showing in there. And it said in here, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Sorry, wrong place. Okay, this shows, this is AMS here. Somehow or another, you've got to come in here and you've got to rename these. All right, so what we decided was go back and read the wiki page for Bambu Lab and connecting them. And bottom line is, it tells you you're supposed to go in and you're supposed to update these. So that's what we're going to do. We're on, there's your home page. Come down here to the little nut there, and then we do firmware right there, and then we do update. Sure you want to do this update? It may take 20 to 30 minutes. And then it's going to download those updates, and you saw it as 20 to 30 minutes, so we're just going to pause and we'll come back to it later. All right, so just to let you know, firmware finished up successfully. And notice the update here on the firmware screen is gone. So we're going to come back over here to filament. And as you can see, I already put a yellow one in this top one. So what I'm going to do in this top AMS 2 unit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this process again. This is just showing that this thing's working. So here I've got some Bambu Lab brown. So basically I'm just going to put this in here. And then we're going to put that filament in there. And if you come down here and show on the screen here, it shows a spool. It's busy identifying what it is because it has an RFID tag.
There it goes.
And so it shows that it's brown. And just get the glare off the screen. Here you can see that it's brown there. So we got yellow and brown there. And here we've got green, black, white, and blue in that one. Come down here and you look at the display. You've got yellow, you've got brown, you've got green, black, white, and blue. Okay, so we've successfully added this additional AMS unit into our Bambu Lab X1 Carbon. Originally why I wanted to do this was because sometimes I've got multicolors in here and then I need to add auto refill spools in there as well. Same color so that when it runs out of filament on one spool, it automatically picks up with the next spool same filament color. So again, we want to thank you for watching the Oily Crafter YouTube channel today. Thank you so much. Please, if you have any questions, please feel free to post those in the comments section below, and we'll do our best to answer those in a quick and timely manner. With that said, again, want to thank you for watching our video today, and please like and subscribe to our channel, and we want to wish each and every one of you a very blessed day.